Hi, it's Jane from Allotment Cooks down at the allotment for a change, and today I am dealing with my compost, and more specifically peat-free compost. Now it is peat-free April, as I'm sure lots of you know, and there seems to be still some resistance to going peat-free, and quite often the reason for this is cost. So I'm going to just show you what I'm doing to basically keep the cost down on my own composting. So there's a couple of things I've done. The first one is I actually have two different types of compost bins. So the first one is my hot bin, which I look after really well, and this is the compost I'm getting out of that. So it's actually really nice, lots of nutrients in there, obviously some little bits and pieces in there as well, but it's actually really nicely draining, full of nutrients, and it's really good stuff. Now the other compost I have is in my large compost bins, my pallet bins. Now this, again, it's full of nutrients, it's nicely rotted down, but actually it's still quite sandy. So I need to do something with that because it's not too different to, say, loam, which is basically the soil that you have in the ground. So I'm adding to this, and it's a bit like baking a cake really, in terms of putting together different components to come up with something decent. And it really does depend on the kind of soil you have. If you have clay soil, it's going to be slightly different to maybe what I'm doing, although there are things that you can do with that as well. So what I've got is I've got these, and this is the cocoa peat, and this is the core products. There are other ones available. I just found that these were sort of the cheapest for me. Once you hit 4-5 kilogram packs of this, it actually goes down in price. So there are other ones available, but I've actually bought these ones, and this is what I'm doing. So with core, you literally rehydrate. So I've started this one. So in a nice big container, got the 5 kilograms of core, and on top of that I'm just literally, you can see it coming apart, rehydrating it with 5 gallons of water. So what I'm basically going to get is about 70 litres of product, and it then looks like this once it's all broken down. Now core is brilliant in terms of retaining water. It's really good at doing that, and quite often people think about core as something that you would use when you're doing seedlings, because when you're sowing your seeds, basically what seeds need is they need warmth, they need water, they need sunlight. The nutrients come later when you pot them on. So that's what most people think about core products. They're great for sowing seeds. But what I'm doing is this. So taking sort of that compost, which is like my loam, and I've got, for mine, in my recipe, I've got 4 shovels of my loam, 2 shovels of the core, and actually it's improved that soil structure quite tremendously in terms of it's not quite as sort of free draining as it was. Now if you have clay soil or clay loam, what you could add to that to make it peat free and self-sufficient, your own stuff, is you can actually add in some horticultural sharp sand as well as some core. And again, it's just a case of experimenting and feeling the soil and seeing what works for you. And this is really good, because I do actually find it quite difficult to get hold of peat-free compost where I am in Lincolnshire. There are some around, not a great deal of choice. So this is an option, and actually what I should be getting is about 210 litres of really nice peat-free, home-created compost that I can use, and actually it's quite cheap. So give it a go. Peat-free April, go peat-free. It is so important for our environment. I'll see you soon. Take care.